Welcome tonight, everybody. Welcome tonight. Special edition tonight. Welcome tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hallelujah. Welcome tonight. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome tonight. Well, what day is today? Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Tuesday. And tonight, I'm doing something different tonight. We're going to talk a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit tonight, Andrea Morris. Good to see you. We're going to talk a little bit tonight about current events. We're going to talk a little bit tonight about current events. And we're going to have a conversation tonight. So glad to see those of you that's on the big board tonight. I'm not so sure I chose the right background music, but it's it's happening, it's happening, it's happening. While I'm waiting for others to come, while I'm waiting for others to come in, I'd like to shout out those of you that's listening on the radio. Those of you that's listening on the radio, thank you for tuning in. Riding in your cars, riding on the train, riding on the bus, riding on the highways and in the skyways. If you're listening to me tonight, I am Bishop C, and I'm hosting tonight Campbell Time with Bishop C. And we want to thank you for making us your listening pleasure for tonight. Such a blessing, such a wonderful thing. Tonight's program, we usually do a lot of Bible teaching on here. We're usually doing a lot of Bible teaching on here. Tonight, I feel led to talk a little bit about current events and to educate my audience on here, my listeners, to talk to my listeners and viewers on here a little bit. If you have to go to bed, go to bed. If you have to go to bed, you could go to bed and you could catch up. You could catch up tomorrow. 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 Yeah. That's what I originally wanted. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. This is so much better. Yeah. It is so much better for the program tonight. All righty. Hey, welcome tonight, everybody. Hey, Pastor Zena, welcome tonight. Good to see you. Off camera. Hello. Good to see you off camera tonight. All right, I see Lakeisha. I see Mother. I see my mother on here. General Assembly Church of Jesus Christ out of Port St. Lucie, Florida. Greetings, Mother. Good to see you. Just to let you know, I've not abandoned you. I've just been busy. I just got in from Washington, D.C. Just got in a while ago from Washington, D.C. Been in D.C. all day at the White House. Yeah, just got in just now. So, I'm here, and I decided to spend a little bit of time with you all tonight talking about current events. I want to have a little fun conversation tonight. It's serious, but I'm going to try to make it fun as we talk about some stuff. Yeah, Lakeisha Adams out of Bristol, Pennsylvania. Good to see you tonight and the entire Adams family that's watching with us tonight. Yeah, that's watching with us tonight. Bless you. Hey, go ahead and share our program tonight. Go ahead and hit the like and share tonight. Hit like and share and invite somebody to come in. We're going to talk a little bit tonight. And I hope you enjoy the conversation because I believe I'll be sharing some information that's very important to our civic life and our life here in America. Alice Janet out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, good to see you tonight. Alice Janet out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, good to see you tonight. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. All righty. All right, somebody. Yeah. Yeah, tonight is Campbell time. Tonight is Campbell time. And tonight is one of those nights when I am going to Yes. Come on in and share with us tonight and talk to me tonight. And let me talk to you for a minute. So let's get to it because I know the night is far gone. So I want us to get to it tonight. Want to start tonight's program. I want to start tonight by saying hello everybody. hello, and welcome. Hey, I would like for you to tell somebody about our channel and invite them to come and join with us and share with us when we teach the word. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit. So, as I get into tonight's program, I want to say to those of you that's watching tonight, if you are a child of God, if you are a Christian, if you've been born again and washed in the blood of the Lamb and on your way to heaven and enjoying the trip, I want to also remind us that while we're on our way to heaven, we're still passing through this land. We're still passing through earth. And we are still dealing with the things of earth. Hello. While we're saved and sanctified and born again, Holy Ghost filled, speaking tongues and having a good time in the Lord and on our way to heaven, we're still passing through this land. And in passing through this land, while we sojourn this land and sojourn this earth and sojourn this country and sojourn wherever you are, we are still subject. We are still subject to the things of the land. We are still subject to the things of the country. We're still subject to the things that happens around us. The things that happens around us still affects us while we're passing through the land. Can I get an amen on that? And so current events, I know there's some preachers that's going to tell you, oh, don't pay attention to this, don't pay attention to that, because God will take care. Okay, you can listen to that preacher. It's okay. Everybody has their own opinion. But I want to focus your mind and your attention tonight on the fact that the things that happens civically do affect us as Christians while we're passing through this land. Can I get an amen on that? And so if you are not aware of the things that's happening around you, you will be maybe helpless or ignorant or be lost to the thoughts and the happenstances of the day. And so it's very important to talk about these things, and it's so important to have an understanding of these things. And it's also so important for you to know how to pray and what to pray for. That's very important. You have to know what to pray for and know what to talk to the Lord about. And so not because you're Christian mean you're locked in a closet somewhere all by yourself. I know there are some of you who think like that. You think like you're still not a part of the world, but yes, you're still a part of the world, and everything that happens affects us. I don't know about you, but I got a 401k. I've been working here in this country for a long time. I have 401k. I'm supposed to have Social Security, supposed to have a pension. And so as I get older, things that happens around me, I have to be concerned about it, because whatever happened, my money's affected. As safe as I am, whatever happens, my money is affected. Hello? I can't just say, well, I'm a pastor, I'm a bishop, and I don't care what the devil goes on. My property tax is affected. Everything is affected by what goes on around here. And so my pocket is also affected. As safe as I am, my wallet is affected as a Christian. You might be a Christian out there tonight where your pocket is not affected because you're so safe and you're so deep. And so this is why it's very important for us to have an understanding of what's going on and current events and keep up to date. Something that really surprised me, and remember now, this is Campbell time, and this is my view, these are my views, these are my opinions. And everybody do have their own opinions, and it's okay. We're living in America for what it is for right now. Everybody does have an opinion. So this is my opinion, and so the views expressed here, are my views. All right. And you can't fault me for my views. But I like to talk about some things tonight. I like to talk about some things that's happening around us, and talk about some things that's going to affect us. It's going to affect us. I think I just saw Audrey Fowler just logged in. Bless you, Audrey Fowler from St. Catherine, Jamaica. Yeah, bless you. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit tonight. Let's share some thoughts tonight. Let's talk about some things for us to muse over. So we just had an election here in the United States of America. We just had an election on November 5th. November 5th, we just had an election. And this election was a shocker to many, including myself. Included myself. This election was a shocker to many, including myself. And so, as a child of God, as a teacher and preacher of the Word of God, I've always said to folks, it doesn't matter who is in the White House. Jesus, God, is still in control. It doesn't matter who is in the White House. Jesus, God, is still in control. In control. Yes, he is. He's still in control. Now, depending on who is in the White House, and their policies that they bring to the White House that they will effectuate or enact is going to affect the whole country. Whether you're black, white, brown, Democrat, Republican, independent, it is going to affect the whole country. Why is that? Because we're all in the same boat. We're like a boat, we're like in a ship in the ocean, and all of us are in the same boat. I want you to understand that. All of us are in the same boat, floating on the sea. All right? Whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, whether you're an independent, whether you're black, white, all of us are in the same boat. And so whatever policy is enacted is going to affect us all. Like it or not, it's going to affect us all. While I was thinking about this program today, I was on my way back from Washington, D.C., after engaging in some conversation and talking about some things civic. A little poem I remember we used to say in Jamaica, and I'm going to see how many of you remember this little poem. I don't know if Lakeisha, you're American. I don't know if you remember, you know this poem, but there's a poem that came to my head that fitly describe what's happening and what I think I want to talk about and where I see us going. And the poem goes like this. I learned this when I was in I think primary school in Jamaica. It says, you know, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty. Audrey, you know, you ever heard of Humpty Dumpty? How many of you ever heard of Humpty Dumpty? Well, the little nursery rhyme goes like this. The little nursery rhyme goes like this. Humpty Dumpty sat up on a wall. Pastor Zeno's cracking up when I was saying this. Humpty Dumpty sat up on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together again. I mean, y'all know that poem. I can't believe I'm saying Humpty Dumpty on the air, man. But listen, it's the little nursery rhyme we learned when I was a little boy in school. Humpty Dumpty sat up on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king horses, all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. So Humpty Dumpty is an egg. The moral of the story was Humpty Dumpty was an egg. Humpty Dumpty was an egg, all right? And the egg was sitting on the wall, all right? And so the egg fell off the wall. I'm interpreting for those of you who've never been to primary school like I did, all right? So the egg fell off the wall and dropped on the floor, and the egg shattered. Humpty Dumpty, the egg shattered. And the moral of the story is all the king's horses, all the king's men could not put Humpty Dumpty together again, could not gather the egg and put it back together again. Once the egg is broken, you cannot put it back together again. Did you all get that? I hope I was able to articulate that to you. And so as I was driving home and I was thinking about this country. Now, understand this. I understand biblical prophecy. I understand what the scripture says. I understand all of that. I'm a scholar of the word, okay? I understand what the Bible says about biblical prophecies and the things that's going to happen. You know, I understand all of that. I did a course at Liberty University on the book of Revelation, on the book of prophecy. I did a whole course, got a diploma on that. So I'm aware of prophecies. I'm aware of the things that's going to happen in the last days. Many of you that follow us on here, you have heard me teaching about the things that will happen on the last day. So I understand that. But when it comes to the country now, when it comes to the country and the civic things that affects us as individuals and as citizens of the country, this is where my mind is. And I was driving home and that nursery rhyme came to me about Humpty Dumpty. Bless you, Lorna. And And what I'm trying to articulate to you and to myself and to anybody else who would listen to me is that Humpty Dumpty fell and nobody could put the egg back together again. And when I look at what's happening from the election through the campaign and the election and the things that was said and the things that was promised that's going to be done, I thought to myself, y'all better don't mess up. Y'all better don't mess up like Humpty Dumpty and fall off the wall, because once the country is broken, you can't put it back together again. Once the country falls off the wall and is broken, you cannot put it back together again. Ever notice how hard it is to build? Have you ever built anything? Have you ever built anything? Have you ever noticed how hard it is to build something? And then how easy it is to tear down something? It's easier to tear down something than to build something. Building something takes time and effort and strategies. But to tear it down, boom, it's easy. To tear down things is easy. Easy to tear down things. And this is my concept of where we are right now. There is the conversation that there are those in this country who wants to tear down what's the system, who wants to tear down the system. But can I just remind you about Humpty Dumpty? Once you tear stuff down, you can't put it back together again. Once you tear stuff down, it's gone. It's gone. And it will not come back to where it was before, like Humpty Dumpty. That's the Steve Campbell philosophy and version here that I'm sharing with you tonight. And so as I thought about this country, this is what I thought about. I thought about the fact that Humpty Dumpty is about to fall. And when Humpty Dumpty the country fall, can't put it back together again. And like a ship in the ocean, you and I, all of us, are on the same boat. All of us are on the same boat called America. and when Humpty Dumpty smash on the ground, all of us are going to be affected. You, me, Democrat, Republican, Independent, we all are going to be affected. I want you to understand that. All right? So, are you still here? Are you still here, Lakeisha? So I was venting a little bit today. Hey, Lorna, good to see you, honey. So I was venting today. On my Facebook page. I was actually in a little meeting. I was actually in a meeting. I wasn't paying attention and was on my phone while I was in the meeting. And so I was venting. I want to share some things with you. For those of you who are not on my personal page, let me share some things with you that was coming to my brain that I started venting about. Let's share some things with you that's on my page, that's on my Facebook page, that I was venting about, that I feel like I want us to talk about tonight. All right, I want us to talk about this tonight. This is Campbell time, all right? This is not church tonight. This is not church tonight. This is me talking tonight like an American. I have a blue passport. I have a blue passport, American passport, all right? So this is me talking like an American who voted. I vote. Ever since I became a citizen, I vote. I vote in every election. Yeah, ever since I became a citizen of this country, I vote in every election, all right? I believe I should do it. I work hard to be there. So listen to this now. So I was venting, and Lakeisha, this is what I was saying now. I was trying to tell all my fans and friends and everybody to take notice that the stock market is booming today. The stock market is booming today just like it's been booming for the last 36 months. For the last 36 months, the stock market been booming. I don't know what your 401k look like, but based on information from the financial advisor, 401ks has been doing good for the last 36 months. All right? So I don't know what folks trying to tell you, but I want you to make note of it, that as of today, since the election, the stock market has been booming for the last 36 months. Nothing changed. Nothing is new yet. All right? Nothing is new. I know they want to sell you. I know they want to sell you a lot of crazy stuff, but the stock market is still doing well under the current president. All right? So something I noticed, Lorna, say something on the chat. Say something on the chat. Type something on the chat. Listen, something else I noticed now 2 days ago that caused me to start smiling. Because just right after the election, after everybody was promising what they were going to do and how great we were going to have it, boom, boom, Pepsi Cola in Chicago had a mass layoff. Listen to me. Pepsi Cola in Chicago 2 days ago, right after the election, had a mass layoff in Chicago. And this Pepsi company here had union workers. Union workers. You remember how President Biden was classified as the first president to go stand on the picket line with union members, to support union members? You remember President Joe Biden did that? All right, so right after the election, bless you, Rev, right after the election, boom, Pepsi Cola, a union shop, closed. Just 2 days ago, closed and laid off, I think, almost 400 people. And what Pepsi did was they just called the people and said, don't come to work tomorrow. Don't come to work. This is just right after the elections now. Okay? And these are union workers now. They were told, don't come to work tomorrow. Pepsi lay off an entire workforce in Chicago, and there were family on the streets gathering. They came in anyway, even though they were told, don't come to work. They showed up and was greeted by security, and a place that some have worked for over 20 plus years. One lady said she'd been there 29 plus years. She couldn't get in because Pepsi closed. Boom. No warning, no nothing, but just right after the election, they closed. You remember how unemployment was very low? Unemployment was low, very low. President Biden came in after COVID in the office, and they started working to build things up and to build the country up, and unemployment was at an all-time low. So we had unemployment at an all-time low. We had inflation at 2%. Unemployment was at 3% low, the lowest in, they say, 60 years. The stock market been booming better than it has in the last 60 years. I'm not making this up. And then boom, we had the election, and then boom, Pepsi closed. I didn't make it up. I'm just reporting the news. Right? This is on my page. I'm showing you my page. So Pepsi lay off all these union workers and close. That's Chicago. And then, boom, this other company, this company was a manufacturing company in New York. There's another company now. 2 days ago, did the same thing. The company shut down. Union workers were asking for more pay. I kid you not. I kid you not. Union workers were asking for more pay. Pepsi exposed after major layoff and retaliation against employee who demands more benefit. This just happened in 2 days. 2 days after the election. And we supposedly just voted for better. I want you to follow the thread line now. When a company closes and employees are laid off, unemployment now is going to be affected. And so thousands of families' lives are going to be affected because they're going to be without a job. And we just had an election. So what is going on? Let me tell you. What is going on is people are reacting, companies are reacting to policies. Companies are reacting to policy projection. Like for example, I'm not a professor in economics, but I have a little bit of common sense and a little bit of education. So there is talk about tariffs. There are talks about tariffs. There are talks about putting tariffs on the things that's imported in the country. But an economics professor will tell you tariff is a tax. Tariff is a tax. And so if a company is going to pay more money for the goods that they're importing in the country, it follows they're going to pass that cost off to the consumer. Who are the consumers? You and I. So it means that we're going to pay more for things. And that's what was promised. And everybody bought that. So Walmart, listen to this now. Walmart, Lakeisha, Walmart just yesterday, just yesterday. See, I follow the news and I talk to some people up top there, you know. Walmart just yesterday cut, listen to me, Walmart yesterday just cut their imports, cut in half their import goods that they normally import to stock the shelves. I'm going to say that again. Yesterday, you could look it up. I'm not saying anything that's off the wall. Walmart yesterday cut imports in half yesterday in anticipation for paying more tariffs. So things they used to import, they cut it in half. Those of you sat in an economics class, what will be the result or the effects of that? Supply and demand. And when you can't get things like you used to, you're going to pay more for what you have because of supply and demand. Follow my drift? So prices for everything is about to escalate. You don't have to believe me because I'm just a little old boy that graduated from Kingston Technical High School in Jamaica. You don't have to believe me. But I'm just doing this tonight because church folks need to be educated on these things. You know, we so much in the spirit, we're not paying attention to some stuff. We're not paying attention to some stuff. Here's another plant. Here's another plant. I just showed you Pepsi. Pepsi laid off, closed the company. I just showed you another manufacturing plant in New York that just closed. All this happened in the last 2 to 3 days. And then here's a tire company now in New York, another company. Just listen. It's a tire plant. A tire plant. They just shut down too. New York plant exposed after blindsiding workers with abrupt shutdown. Over 1,500 now jobless. This is just yesterday. The tire company. Listen to this guy. I work here 35 years. Christmas is coming up and we don't have a job. I watched one of the interviews, Rev. I watched them interviewing one guy. He said they closed the plant and they made us vote for Trump. He said they closed the plant, we don't have a job, and they just made us vote for Trump. Another plant that's closed. So I just showed you 3 plants that just closed right now within the last 3 days, 3. And I suspect, I'm not going to say I'm going to prophesy. I said I suspect that this will be a trend. This is going to be a trend all over the country. This will be a trend all over the country. So right there, we have so far, we have about we have about almost 10,000 people right now out of a job in 3 days. Almost 10,000 people out of a job within the last 3 days, right after the election. Are you following my drift? I wonder if you're following why I'm really talking about this. I wonder if you're really understanding why am I taking the time to really talk about this. I'm talking about this here because it's important for you to understand what's happening and what time we're living in. And, you know, you can't sit in the corner and speak in tongues and not understanding what's really going on around you. 10,000 people just lost their job within 3 days. I am not a politician. I don't dwell too much in the politics, but I pay attention, you see? I pay attention. And it's because I pay attention that I decided to come on here tonight to just vent and talk to you a little bit. If you will listen to me. If you want to go to bed, you can go to bed. If this conversation is not for you and you don't think you are affected, you could go to bed. But I have news for you. Because everything, like I said, we're like people on a ship. And all of us are on the same boat. Long as you live in this country, all of us are on the same boat. Whether you're Jew, Gentile, Democrat, Republican, Independent, evangelical, Pentecostal, Apostolic, we're all in the same boat. And everything that happens are going to affect us. So I'm still venting, and I was pointing this out because I know things are going to change. And this is what I said. Alice Janet, as of today, inflation is 2%. 2%. What if I told you the prices that we're paying for food, the prices that we're paying for groceries, and the price we're paying for things is because of corporate greed? It's because of corporate greed. The prices, the high prices that we're paying, that you're paying for things, for food and everything. It's because of corporate greed. After COVID, the prices went up because of supply and demand. But after everybody made their money, the stock market started booming after Joe Biden came in office, and everybody made their money. Corporate profits was through the roof. So the people at the top, they make the money. Instead of trickling it down like folks talk about trickle down economics, instead of trickling it down because they just made a ton of money, pass that off to the consumer, that is you and I, they still kept prices high. And with corporate America keeping prices high, everybody ignorantly blame the current administration. This is why one of the candidates, the female candidate, like VP Harris, she was making a promise that if she became president, she was going to go after price gougers. That's the corporation who kept their prices high and is passing those high price goods off to us. She made a promise that she was going to go after these companies to lower their prices because they've been making good money. They've made a profit. They've made billions of dollars, but those billions of dollars have never been passed down to the consumer. Am I educating anybody tonight? Like I said, you can go to bed if you don't like this, but I just want to talk about this tonight. All right, so inflation is not high. Inflation is 2%. 2%. And this has been for the last 24 months. So let me get that right. Let's go back to this. So the stock market is booming for the last 36 months. Inflation's been 2% for the last 24 months, right? But yet still, we've been having things hard. Why? I submit to you it's because of corporate greed. So something, I did a little research. I'm just sharing my research with you. You could fact check this yourself. But a U.S. study fact that I've observed, Lakeisha, a U.S. study fact that I have observed that I'm just sharing with you is this. What I've noticed over the last 30 years in America, you can check it. It's a pattern. It's a cycle. It's a pattern. So one party gets into power and it destroys the economy. This is a fact. One party gets into power and they destroy the economy. In the process of the destruction of the economy, America gets mad. And America says, this person destroyed the economy, we're going to vote him out and we're going to put the next party in. The next party comes in and fix the problem. The next party comes in and get us out of the dump for a little bit. The next party come in and get the economy back booming again. And then while the economy is booming, the same America says, oh, we're not getting the money. We're going to throw this party up. While the economy is booming, just like right now, just like what just happened, we're going to throw this person out and we're going to put the next party in. So America, what does America do? They reinstall the party that originally destroyed the economy because they get mad that things not going their way. And then the next part that's reinstalled, that originally destroyed the economy, comes back in, get a nice economy dropped in their laps, and then destroys it. And then they destroys it. And then America said, no, we need the next party again. And the next party comes in and does everything, put education together, put strategic planning together, and get the economy going, and then America is not satisfied again. Listen to me. I want you to take a look at the analysis for the years. One party destroys the economy, then the other fix it, then the American reinstall the party who always destroys it, and the same cycle continues. And the party that destroys the economy leave in its wake $1 trillion deficit. My hard-working taxpaying dollars have to pay for. That your hard-working tax dollars got to pay for. Do y'all look at these things that way? Do y'all analyze like this? You don't have to believe me. Just research it for yourself. Just research it for yourself. Look what happened when each president for the last 30 years come into power, where the economy was. You can find it online. You can do a research online and find it. Where the economy was and where the economy was when the next party took over, and the party that took over where the economy was when they left power. I've researched this. You don't have to speak in tongues tonight. I'm just telling you what's happening. So while I was ranting, here goes another one of my rants. The Pepsi Union shop closed down in Chicago today. They won't have President Biden to stand with them this time. They went for Trump. They went for President Trump, who was never a union guy. So they're out of a job. This just happened. I'm not making it up. I'm not making anything up. You can check what I'm telling you. Massive layoff in Chicago today. Massive layoff in Chicago today. This is just the beginning. Your state and company is next. Then, this is the next part. This is the part that y'all get blindsided by. Then there are the immigrants who won't be on the farms anymore, because they're talking about mass deportation, and a lot of immigrants come to this country, right? And they go work the farms. A lot of Americans don't want to work. They go out there, pick things, apple, corn. They're in the farm, work in the fields. Immigrants. They're in the processing plants, working for low wages, getting the job done so all of us could have food on our table. And so they want to deport these immigrants. And so what do you think is going to happen when they deport, when they go round up all these immigrants off the farm, go round up all these immigrants out of the processing plant, when they go round them up, take them off, what do you think is going to happen to the farmers? What do you think is going to happen to the production plants? And then, what do you think are going to happen in your house for food, in your house for sustenance, and in your house for price increase, because there's no food, and the little that's left is costing more? Have y'all thought about this stuff? So my suggestion to everybody watching me tonight, those of you that's fussing me out and those of you who are going to get mad because of what I'm talking about, my suggestion to you is get some money out of your account and go buy bulk. Go to Costco, go to, what's the next one called? BJ's, and go buy stuff in bulk and start stocking up food in your house. Start stacking up non-perishables in your house. Because I see it coming. Make sure you buy a lot of toilet paper too. Stock up on a lot of toilet paper and tissue paper. You can laugh all you want, but there's a shortage coming. When was the last time you drive past a field, a farm, and you see some white Americans in the field picking cherries or picking grapes or picking whatever in the field? When was the last time you drive by a farm and see white people, white Americans working the farms? When? I was driving on the New Jersey Turnpike, and there's a farm right on the edge of the turnpike, and I look over there and I see Hispanic-looking people with their big old straw hat on working the field. I didn't see not one white American out there working the field. Did you think about that? All right, stock up. I'm giving you some good advice. Go stock up, because things is about to get crazy. I told Pastor Zena I'm going to give her my card. She's going to go to BJ's, and we gonna stock the house. Because when this stuff goes down, I want to make sure I got toilet paper in the house. I want to make sure I have food I can eat when I need to eat, and I don't have to go to the supermarket and the shelves are empty. And I'm telling you the same thing. You don't have to listen to me. I might not be a major prophet to you. I might just be a little guy to you, but you better listen to me. You better listen to me, because that's what's about to happen in America. This is me venting again. Note to self. This is me venting again. This is me venting and documenting stuff so that in another year, y'all could go to my page and see that the things that I was saying, I was correct. Everybody get quiet tonight. What time is it? Oh, it's almost time for me to end this. So I made a note to self on 11/5/2024. Unemployment was 3%, inflation was 2%, stock market is booming. Someone write this down and post it where you can see it every day. That the day when everybody switched leadership, decided to switch party, where we were in history. And you could go back and do the research. I know you want me to do it for you and then pull it up and show you, but you go do your research. And you can find it every time there's an administration change. Go look where the stock market was. Go look where unemployment was every time there's an administration change. Go look at these things. Statistically, go take a look at the statistics. And you'll be shocked what you came up with. All right? So this is me venting again. Stock up on food and then brace yourself for the new America. Stock up on food and brace yourself for the new America. And also, keep some cash close. All of you that got money in the bank, you want to take some money out and keep some money close. Because, why am I saying that? Because the way these guys are pushing cryptocurrency, the first thing they're going to do, mark my words, is start limiting the amount of money you could take out of your bank from your own money. That's the first thing that's going to happen when all this stuff comes down. All of you that got money in your account, you want to take some cash and go buy you a safe and keep some cash close so that when stuff hit the fan, and you go to the bank and your ATM says not available, and you want to go inside, go cuss out the teller because you have money in the bank, but the thing tells you it's not available, and they're going to tell you it's the new policy. We got to limit the amount of money. I'm telling you. Y'all laugh at me. Go ahead and laugh at me. Go ahead, laugh at me and mock me. Here's the next one. Here's the next one that's coming. And this is based on the Project 25 that I've read. I've read Project 25. And this is the warning I was giving to all federal employees. Brace yourself for a new career outside of government. Your job is on the layoff Project 2025 schedule. Did I lose some people tonight? Everybody silent, everybody quiet tonight. I don't see nobody responding. I'm almost through. I'm almost through venting. I'm almost through sharing. Here's another one. You're going to get a text saying, don't come to work tomorrow, and if you show up, security will be waiting to escort you off the property. You are laid off. You don't believe me? Ask the Pepsi workers. That's what's going to happen. I'm sharing this with you, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't believe y'all or folks or America thought this thing through. I don't believe they thought this thing through. Here's another one. I said, Lord is really greasy for real. I don't believe they thought Lord is really greasy. It's really greasy for real. It's really greasy for real. Huh? What else did I say? Oh, and this is not my post. This is not my post, but this was somebody saying as well that apart from those companies that I just showed you that closed within the last 3 days, another furniture retailer is closing all of his store after filing for bankruptcy. Another furniture retailer is closing his stores after filing for bankruptcy. More people losing their jobs again. So far, since I've been here with you, I've showed you 6 different companies now, 6 different companies that just closed, where thousands of employees don't have a job anymore within the last 3 days. They're preparing for tariffs. They can't afford it. I didn't make this up. And this is me talking again. Extensive layoffs and store closure are projected in 2025 due to tariffs, negatively influencing businesses, prompting the business community to prepare. Yeah. Extensive layoff and store closures are projected in 2025 due to tariff negatively influencing businesses, prompting the business community to prepare. I'm not making this up. I'm just telling you. Did y'all go to sleep on me? Give me 5 more minutes of your time and then I'm done. 5 more minutes of your time and I'm done. So billionaires and corporations will get a tax cut during 2025. Billionaires and corporations will get a tax cut. The tax cut that they pay for the election. And as per statistics, it will not trickle down to middle class or Latinos or black communities. It never did. Trickle down economics have never worked. The rich get rich and they keep their riches. They don't distribute it to the employees. They don't distribute it down the line. They keep the money. You don't have to believe me. Research it for yourself. The rich get the tax cut and they don't pass it down. And this is what I was thinking. Oh, foolish Galatians. Oh, foolish Galatians. That was supposed to be oh, foolish Americans, but I use a biblical analogy just to say what I was thinking. And that biblical analogy could be found in Galatians chapter 3 and verse 1, where the Apostle Paul was speaking to the Galatian church. He said, oh, foolish Galatians who have bewitched you. The combination, fools and slow of heart, helps to bring out its meaning. Slow of heart refers to deadness of the moral. Deadness of the moral. Read your Bible. That's Bible. I didn't make that up either. Those are not my words. That's Bible. I'm just pointing it out to you. And so, by the way businesses closing started yesterday and for the last 3 days in Chicago, in New York. Chicago is Pepsi. New York is a tire manufacturer, and New York is another manufacturing company, and another manufacturing company. This is just the beginning. I didn't make it up. So thousands of people are out of a job just right after the election. And this was me jabbing at everybody. The moment the union realized the vice president was telling them the truth, as Pepsi workers in Chicago, now they are literally crying tears, no job. They're literally crying tears, no job. I told you I saw a video of one of the workers when he came to the job and they couldn't get in because security was there. They were interviewing him and he says, he can't believe this. He's got a family. And he said, and I just voted for Trump. There's a video out there. You go search it, you'll find it. Yeah, crying in tears. That's what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. Now check this out. Few days ago, there was a stock market boom. There was a stock market boom right after the election and the president was elected, president-elect. There's a stock market boom, and it is reported that billionaires made $64 billion from the stock market. And my question now was, how much do you think Latinos and Black and Americans made from the stock market? And how much went to your account? How much went into your account? This is just me venting and saying what I think. Billionaires and corporations made $64 billion, billion with a B, the day after the election. $64 billion. Have you checked your account lately? How many of that did you make? Have you asked them how much of that they're going to pass down to your company so you could get a pay increase, so you could get an hourly wage increase to better yourself? I'll wait. I wait for you to answer that question. I will wait. Y'all don't understand what's going on. Y'all don't understand. Chicago union workers who just lost his job in tears said, and they made me vote for Trump. Then they closed the Pepsi plant. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not making this up. This is what has happened within the last 3 days. We're going to go to bed tonight. We're going to go to bed tonight. We're going to go to bed tonight. And we're going to wake up in the morning. We're going to go to bed tonight. And we're going to wake up in the morning. And as we wake tomorrow morning, by midday, we're going to expect to hear some more news. We're going to expect to hear some more news about more companies that's laying off people because they are anticipating paying more money for stuff. And so in order to deal with the increase in tariffs, their option is to get rid of employees. Isn't that sad? That's the option, to get rid of employees. And we just changed government. Hey, listen, I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna cut it right there. I'm gonna cut it right there. I hope that me taking the time to highlight these facts. These are not made up facts. These are facts that you could go right now and prove and see for yourself. You can see the company that's closed. You can see and read the response from the employees that just lost their jobs. I didn't make it up. and this is right after the election, right before Christmas. Oh, and I forgot, the pharmaceutical company, Johnson & Johnson's. Johnson & Johnson's, the big mega pharmaceutical company, they just lay off a few hundred employees as well. Johnson & Johnson's. Johnson & Johnson just laid off a couple hundred employees as well. Next time I come back on here, I'm going to find a clip and show it to you. I'm going to find a clip for Johnson & Johnson's, and I figure by the time I come back on here on Campbell Time, there's going to be other clips I could show you of other companies, because it's becoming a trend. It's becoming a trend. It's becoming a trend. And the people that's fearful of deportation, the migrants that's fearful of deportation, if they work on a farm, if they work in a processing plant, they're going to go in hiding because they're fearful of getting scooped up. So these employers aren't going to have employees to conduct business with. Most of these jobs are cheap labor anyway. Most of these jobs are cheap labor. They pay people cheap labor. Cheap labor to work in the farm, cheap labor to work in the factory, cheap labor to work in the processing plant. That's why migrants do those jobs. And as cheap as they're paying migrants to do these jobs, there are people complaining that people are coming here and taking their jobs. Well, I want to see how many Americans are going to go work the processing plant. I want to see how many Americans are going to show up to work the farms. I really want to see how many Americans are going to go work the processing plant and work the plant for the price that they're paying per hour to these migrants. I really want to see. I really want to see that. I really want to go see how many Americans are going to show up to pick apple and oranges. So there's going to be a repercussion from this. There's going to be, Sir Isaac Newton's third law of motion says, to every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And so to this action, there's going to be an equal and opposite reaction to the action and to the things that was projected. These companies closing is a proof that they are bracing and making preparation for the things that was projected to happen. It's only sad that the reaction is to lay people off, people with families, mortgage, car notes, light bill. It's about to go south, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to go south. All right, got to go. I know I lost some people. Some people fell asleep on me. Lakeisha, are you still there? Alice, you still there? Some folks left me and fell asleep. But I do hope and I do pray that the things that I share with you tonight will cause you to stop and think. Think, America. Think. Put your brain cells on and think. A lot of you think with your heart and not your brain. Think with your heart and not your brain. I got to go. All right, listen. I have to go. Thank you so much for hanging out with Campbell Time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight on Campbell Time. I pray that you'll have a good night rest tonight. I pray that you will have a good night rest tonight. And I pray that the Lord will watch over you and that the Lord will keep you. That the Lord will keep you. And that the Lord will give you peace. And he will give you rest. And his face will shine upon you. Have a good night. Have a good night. All right? Lakeisha, you still there? I got to go. I gotta go. Oh man. Oh man, I didn't realize my time flied up. But I hope that I hope that you guys got learned something tonight, or I hope that you guys your eyes were open tonight. I hope that your eyes was open tonight. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen, and see you tomorrow night for my Bible study, Time in the Word. See you tomorrow night for Time in the Word, and see you on Wednesday night. Pastor Zena will be here with Time with Lady Zena. All right? You have a good night. Let's see if I could close this with this.